So I caught myself the other day wanting something. You know how sometimes you just want something to eat, just something to put in your mouth, something sweet or whatever. But I wasn't even hungry. And that kind of bothered me. Well, it didn't really, I guess it didn't, I'm not going to say bother me, the wrong choice of words, but it did raise my antenna about something. It raised my antenna about how I was moving. Because now I'm thinking, what else am I doing like that? I mean, Easter was just last week, and I'm sure we ate pretty good. But at that time, I was still trying to give God the best that I have. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do a fast longer than I've ever done before. I'm going to go 96 hours, 4 days. But somewhere around halfway in, I guess, I had an epiphany. I'm walking through HEB and I catch myself thinking, I want something to eat. Now, I'm on a fast. I'm 48 hours in. And then I stopped to myself and I said, you know what? You're not even hungry. And that's when it hit me. I don't always reach for things, and we don't always reach for things when we need it. Or we just reach for things sometimes because we're used to it. How about that? Does that make sense? And the more I sat with that, the clearer it got. I'm not hungry, but I'm used to being led just by impulse. I mean, fellas, you sometimes you notice, even as a business owner, you don't even check who's calling anymore. You just pick up the phone. I mean, if the phone rings, we just pick it up. Notification hits, we click, right? I mean, this is what we do. The refrigerator door, it opens. Sometimes we just stand there like, hey, I know something's in here. It's going to reveal itself to me at some point, right? But now, let me give you some context. So, my wife and I decided to go on a fast. This was last week. I just told you I did 4 days, 96 hours. By the way, she's still fasting, y'all. Just water, mineral water. I mean, black coffee, um, green tea, you know the drill. But somewhere around that 48 hours, that's when this moment hit me. And the crazy part is, it wasn't just about the fast. That's how most of us live. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. We just move. No pause, no questions, zero control. We don't check the signal. We just answer the call, right? And make no mistake, this ain't just about food. This is anger, spending, reacting. I mean, somebody say something to you sideways and boom, you react. Christian man or not, you feel uncomfortable, right? Get the position where you're uncomfortable and boom, you out, you escape. We feel a little bit of pressure. Wham. You reaching for something to take the edge off, right? I don't know, I gotta have a drink or smoke me a cigar or take me a nap, whatever the case may be. Nobody ever taught us. You don't have to answer, you don't have to answer everything. My mentor used to tell me all the time, he used to say, sometimes you can back into your problem. You don't have to hit every problem head on. But listen, at 48 hours, I did something different. I paused. I didn't grab a Snickers or some tuna, for those of you who were healthy. I didn't move. I didn't react. I just sat there. And that's when I realized this ain't about food. It's more about control. Because the man who answers everything is usually controlled by everything. Let me take you somewhere real quick. And this is not new. There was a story about a man God showed compassion to, right? And then he shows compassion to a group of people that the man didn't think deserved it. Stay with me. People that he judged, people he wrote off, people he didn't want God to be good to, show no favor, no mercy. But instead of him being grateful for the mercy that was shown to him, he gets angry. Not because something went wrong, but just because it didn't go the way he thought it should. And you know what, fellas? If we're honest, that's us. We'll choose comfort over alignment. We'll choose what feels good over what's working harder on yourself looks like. And let me drop a footnote here. We'll be wondering why something feels off. We've all resisted assignment. Not because we didn't hear it, but because of what we told ourselves about it. I'm too old, right? I'm too late. I already made too many mistakes. This is what we say. Oh, that's not for me. I don't have the money. I don't have the support. And my favorite one, let me pray about it. When you already know what you were told to do. Because it feels and it felt unreasonable or maybe just uncomfortable. But God's assignment, your assignment, it'll challenge your comfort, your prejudices, and sometimes even our theology. And yeah, that version of God that you created, that we create sometimes, that only agrees with you, that one ain't gonna survive your assignment. Does that make sense? I don't think we struggle with hearing. We actually struggle with liking what we've heard. See, I heard hunger. But second wind is built on one truth. You're not late, you're assigned. We talk about this. So when purpose shows up later in life at 50, 51, 57, you think that's coincidence? It's not. It's called arrival and positioning. And when calling shows up, you don't get to move like you have a whole lot of time. I know you thought you were behind the whole time, but the whole time you were being placed, positioned, getting you ready step by step. We don't see it most times. That man in the story didn't see it. But at 48 hours of fasting, I saw it clearly. It was actually funny walking through the store because one part of me wants to eat, tells my brain, hey, I'm hungry. But I wasn't hungry. I just wanted it to eat. I wanted control. Stay with me. I wanted control. And most of the damage in our lives, it doesn't come from big decisions. It comes from small stuff. Things we keep saying yes to. Yes, we just say yes to another conversation that's none of your business. Yes, I don't know, to another woman that's not even yours. Yes, to another assignment that belongs to someone else. And we don't even think about it. We just answer the call. So now, I'm not hungry. I'm just used to answering every call. Just because. Just because it rings or they call doesn't mean I have to answer it. Today, I decide to let it ring. Second wind, not hype, just truth with oxygen. And if this message is and if this podcast speaks to you, please feel free to reach out to other men. Pass it along. Be a blessing to someone else. This is a movement. Thank you. I'll see you next week.